Okay guys, welcome to the next Blender tutorial. So today we're doing a little bit of a phone background with a corridor kind of theme with it. So what you're going to need to do first and foremost is click the camera at the side. And what I'm going to do, I will add the keylog kind of things on there afterwards, but I'm just going to show you what to do first. So we're going to go ahead and just take the camera right here. We'll switch this out from EV to cycles. And what I'm going to do, we need to change the size of the actual camera. So what you want to do is come over to the side tab right here, go to output, and what we're going to do is change the size. Now, depending on which phone you have, you're going to have to change it to your phone specifications. So for my phone in particular, and do it via pixels. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 1440, this is for my phone. Yours might be slightly different. And then we're going to go 3088. So this is just primarily to make sure that this project looks good on your phone. You don't want something where you've got a big phone screen and then you've got like a really small picture, because it's just going to blow it up and it's just going to ruin the effects of it. And you know, I mean, if you did have a small phone screen and you made something big and then you put it onto that screen, I guess it would look a little bit better. There'd be a little bit more definition, but it may not fit top to bottom. So, bearing that in mind, what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and change these screencasting keys right here. Okay, so, what I'm going to do, I'm going to press 1. I'm going to go to the side view. And what I'm going to do is go view, and we're going to go align camera to view. So, align view, align camera to view, right there. And now we've got this nice little side view going on. So I'm just going to go ahead and split the atom right here, just so it's half and half. And in this section right here, what I'm going to do, just get rid of this transform 1 second, is we can now see what's going on the camera. What we need to do is take this cube, and we're going to go ahead and make it into almost like a corridor. So what I'm going to do, press G, just kind of scale it up a little bit. So we've got this nice little oblong going on. And I'm going to go ahead and just bring it towards the camera. And maybe if you want to as well, you can just pull this down. Just ever so slightly. And then I'm just going to elongate it. It doesn't matter if it hits your camera at the moment, because we can work with that, no problems. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, press G, just bring it. You don't want it here, but you want it just past the camera. So if we go on to X-ray, we can see that the camera's on the inside. So if we go to the render tab right here, the viewport shading, you can see that this is completely black on the inside. So what we need to do is we need to add an emission. So I'm going to go ahead and add, and we'll go, you know, actually I'm going to take this cube right here. So we've got the exact size on here. We're going to go Shift D, duplicate it, bring it up. I'm just going to take this X-ray toggle off just for 1 second. Let's go to edit mode. You want to get rid of all of these faces on the side. So let's go with this face right here. Delete faces, delete faces, delete faces, delete faces. And primarily what you're doing is you're just getting yourself a nice little piece of the puzzle right here. So what we're going to do with this right here is we're going to go to, let's go expand this so you guys can see what's going on. We're going to go to modifiers, add modifier, and we will go with wireframe. So now you can see that we've got this nice little wireframe going on around the outside. Right click and shade it smooth. We're going to go G, bring it down. And what you want to do essentially, once we can get to this side, is just thicken the edges just a little bit. So take this thickness right here and just thicken the edges, or shallow them, whatever you want to do with them. And then we're just going to pull the offset just a little bit as well. Okay, so once we've got this, we can go with G, bring it to the front of the project, just as such, so you can see that it's just here. We're going to go on to the materials tab. we're going to switch out principal BSDF on the surface to an emission. So you see that we've got this now. So when we come onto the render right here, you can see that we've got an emission going on. But there's a problem, because both of these shapes now have the exact same emission. So what I want to do is take the corridor on the outside. We're going to go minus off this one material. And now we have this. So you can have your corridor as red. You can have this as black. You can have this as any kind of tone you want. Let's go with this nice little red that's going on right here. So now we've got this little corridor pass that's going on, and we want to expand this towards the back. So what I'm going to do, let's go on to wireframe mode just for a moment so we can see what we're doing. I'm just going to go ahead and move this back. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go Shift D, and you can do this manually, you can do this via keyboard, but if you press 1, you'll notice that it moves within one space. So if I press enter on there and then I go Shift D again, and then I get it onto this axis and I press 1 again, you'll notice that it's got equidistant between each one. Now, I don't want 1 on this, because unless you want a really stripy corridor, totally up to you if you want that, I'm not going to judge. We're going to put these a little bit further more, we're going to put these more further apart. Yeah. So, let's go with Shift D, and I'm going to put 10 in. And you get the little corridor coming back here. So then I'm going to go Shift D again, and we're going to put 10. Corridor goes back, we go Shift D, we're going to put 10. Corridor goes back. And what I'm going to do, because obviously we've just hit the wall at the back here, is I'm going to go ahead and just press the S. And just scale this out just a little bit more. So we've got a little bit of a longer corridor. So this kind of phone screen is really great if, say, like you're doing something kind of Halloween-y, or maybe, you know, you're just kind of interested in emissions and stuff like that. It looks really cool. As well, you'll notice that we're going 10 apart right here for the little doorways that we're doing. If you wanted to go backwards 10, we go Shift D, and what you want to press is minus 10, and that will go minus 10. So now we have minus 10, the original 10, 20, 30, if that makes perfect sense to you. So we also have, if you guys have noticed, that this has popped up as well. So this right here is actually a camera issue. Very, very simple to fix. So as I remember it, we need to go into the camera settings. So let's go and click on the camera settings. So you've got all these different kind of things that you can have with the camera. So right here, if you click start, this is 0.01 meters. So this actually shows when my computer catches up. There we go. Right, so this actually shows where this is. If I take this 100 meters right here and I just lower it, you see how that grey box gets bigger? So this is how far the camera can see. So what you want to do is go past 100 if this grey box starts to appear. So now you can see that we've kind of got this immense kind of corridor that we're going into. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and amend some of these points right here. So let's take this one right here. Let's go Shift D. And we can go 10. You can also take 2 of them if you wanted to, and you go Shift D. Now we don't want to go 10 on this, but we could go maybe 30. You could go 20, like this, yeah. So you got that nice little gap coming in between. So I think it's 3. There, blooming out. Get my words out today. 3, 4, 30. So let's go Shift D. And then we'll press 30, like that. So now we're slowly going into the distance. So I think this is a great phone kind of background if say like you're really into sci-fi as well. So let's go Shift D. Let's move this across. We'll go 30 again. I've clicked the camera a couple of times. Have you noticed this? So there's a camera here. There's a camera here. I've accidentally swiped the camera whilst I was duplicating. Oops. So I'm just going to go ahead and just click these cameras just to get rid of them. Don't mind me. And then if you click the box on the outside, just double click it, it'll be fine. Just press delete and these will disappear. So now, our final piece, once this kind of renders in somewhat, looks like this. Now you can go ahead and you can add a few things on here if you wanted to. So what I'm going to do is change some of the parameters around the outside as well. So when my computer catches up with me. Come on. There we go. Right, okay, so let's go ahead and take these two. We'll go Shift D and we'll go 20. And what I'm going to do, let's see, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So let's go Shift D. We said 80, right? So that should be 80 right there. Let's take this corridor external. Let's go with edit mode. I'm just going to go ahead and take the face at the end and just pull it across. So let's go G. Pull this across. Just to the back right there. So now we should have kind of this infinity corridor going on. So let's see. Goes all the way into the back right there. So it doesn't matter if this doesn't look quite correct at the moment. It takes a while with lighting for it to render. Don't worry about it. So if you want to change some of the textures here and you kind of want to pull some things out and you want to make it look a little bit nicer, we're going to go with the shading tab. So the shading tab right here, very simple. We have all of these little options, little menu options, stuff like that. What we're going to do, we're going to let's go ahead and take the floor of this to begin with. So click your corridor. We're going to go edit mode and we're going to take the face at the bottom right here. And we're going to make this a different material. So what you want to do, press plus and we're going to go new and name this corridor material 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do for you guys, we'll click assign on that one as well. Let's go to object mode real quick. And then what I'm going to do is go to view. And we'll go with cameras, active camera. Okay, so because I've changed the material on the base of this floor right here, you can now see that it's white. So what I'm going to do, we've got the nice little render going on right here. You could have it like this if you wanted it to. If you wanted it to be like that, you could go ahead and put a mirror modifier on there. Let's go ahead and just turn down the roughness. And now you have this kind of endless corridor of mirror. But to be honest with you, I don't really like this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just modify that back to what it was. This nice little white kind of corridor. I'm going to go ahead and add. And you can do different textures here. You can do brick, you can do checker, you've got noise texture, you've got point density, sky, Veroni. Veroni's quite nice if you want kind of a scattered look. So if we put the Veroni in here, colour to base colour, we've got this nice little scattered look. It's a bit stretched on here, but that's fine. So you get this nice little kind of texture. You go ahead and change that. You can change up the roughness, change up the detail as well. So you can kind of have this corridor that's running down a little bit. To be honest with you, probably not the best for this project, but we could also go with, let's see, texture. We could go with a noise texture. Gives it a little bit of depth. So you go ahead and scale this up a little bit. So you've got all the little lines coming in right here, and then it gets denser and denser and denser towards the end. So this is really good for depth of field as well. So let's start with this. Let's go with add and we'll go color ramp. Color spelled the American way. And we're going to go ahead and just kind of deepen and darken some of these tones. The more that you pull these black and whites together, the more contrast they will be, and the more apart that they are, the less contrast they will be. They'll be smoother. So we're going to go ahead from here and add a bump as well. So let's go with bump node. Let's go ahead and add that in. You want to change the colour from normal to height. Now you've got this nice little bump node going on. We can go to the render tab. You can see that we've got this nice little charcoal kind of gradient coming down. It's kind of nice. You can go ahead and turn down the roughness. So you've got that nice little refraction coming back. You can go ahead and turn up the metallic if you wanted to, so you can kind of have like a ballroom kind of theme. And with this bump node as well, what it will do, especially if you've got noise textures, it will make little bumps onto the texture itself. So whilst at the moment all we're seeing is kind of like this kind of interference kind of thing going on, when you render this you'll actually see the texture, depending on how much texture you put on there initially. So you can also do the same with the walls as well if you want to, but to be honest with you, I think I'm just going to leave mine like this. Let's go to layout, and maybe we can kind of see this a little bit better. You can also do something with this lighting as well if you wanted to, if you really wanted to. So just click on this, or find the material in the drop down. You can make this a little bit brighter if you wanted to. You could make this a little bit darker if you wanted to, a bit more mysterious. You could go ahead and change the colours, so maybe we want a green. Kind of like a greeny red. Kind of like a Halloweeny kind of theme. Just as so. You can change this to blue. I don't quite like the blue, it's quite unsettling. Or you could change this to red. You could just have it full red if you wanted to. To be honest with you, I quite like that green, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to leave it as white. So, yeah, it's totally up to you guys what you want to do. I would say a brick texture would look really cool on this, but you know what I mean? But you can slowly start to see some of the details coming through here. So, when you're done with your project, and you're done with messing around with all the settings, we could go ahead and we could render image. Just press F12 to render image. Once your image starts to render, you'll have samples at the top. What you want to do is make sure that you reach the amount of samples that the image needs, and then you can save it. So you just go to image and it should be saved underneath. So yeah, that's the tutorial for this one, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for joining me. See you later.